Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the very last match of the weekend here. Philippines versus Poland to round out the round of 16. I am Potassium F once again, now joined by Sparky. Hello, Sparky.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you. Nice and late at night for me over here in Australia, but different time zones work like that.
Gotta love it. And it looks like we have a very exciting matchup to round out this round of 16. We got Philippines versus Poland. A bit of a discrepancy in terms of the seeding. We got 4 versus, I believe, 13. Correct me if I'm wrong here.
Yeah, 13.
But we hope that this is going to be something a little bit different. I think if we saw that schedule a little bit earlier, we saw sweeps rounding out this later half of the round of 16. But hopefully we get some fireworks to round out this round of 16.
Yeah, and just like the match we saw previously, these two teams both very, very well-rounded. Poland, very kind of similar to Russia, very good at basically every type of map. They perform pretty consistently in qualifiers. And Philippines also scoring very high in a lot of maps. I think a slight edge, or a slight, what would you say, strength for Philippines being in the Rice, but they are still very strong in the LNs.
Yeah, they're staffed by a pretty considerable lineup. I recognize some of these players from either the 4Key World Cup or just tournaments strewn about in the community. So there are definitely some heavy hitters on both lineups, and it's going to be interesting to see who steps up to the plate to perform, especially now we're getting into the roles. So it looks like they're already getting everything underway in the lobby.
Got a 20 roll from Poland there.
Very powerful. Let's see what Philippines responds with.
We'll see if Kura's bad gacha luck is able to beat out the 20.
It remains to be seen. Who knows? Maybe we have Bancho having a little bit of a break, but no, it looks like they're going to be able to beat that 43. That luck turning in their favor. Hopefully that carries through into the match as well.
So Poland going to get the first ban, and really being a team with no obvious strengths and weaknesses, I would imagine them to ban something that really targets Philippine strengths, but there is the large problem that Philippines, kind of everything is their strength. I would think banning one of the Rice would make a lot of sense, but I think all it really comes down to is what is the comfort levels for Poland here.
Yeah, definitely, especially if they feel like maybe these LNs, like you said, the Rice for Philippines being a strength, but it looks like they're going to get rid of one of the Yaki no Uras. It just depends on which one, the LN or the hybrid one.
There are two Yoakes, that's true. But it's going to be the LN map, the Surf Chew heavy release timing oriented map, so definitely one that you can imagine a lot of players are going to be quite uncomfortable on. So maybe Poland players not quite comfortable with that, just get it out of the way and they can work with the rest of the maps on the table.
Yeah, and judging by reaction in the lobby, it might have been a bit of a misban. It looks like the captain for the Philippines just singing the praises of like, thanks for getting rid of that, we didn't want to play it either.
So Philippines probably not going to be picking the LN in much of a hurry either. Maybe we might get a double LN ban.
Could see that. I mean, every match that I've been on to watch, we've seen the teams hovering in that lower half of the map pool, just saving the Rice for later, only when it needs to, just to close out these picks. But it looks like...
Actually, we're going to see Sanji Junihun being banned out here by Philippines. They're not wanting any of that weird technical dump.
Very well, and it looks like everybody seems to be in agreement with that ban as well, so it looks like some mutual respect between the teams, wanting to get rid of some of the more uncomfortable picks, just make this nice and straightforward, take it down to maybe just a ratio battle here.
Yep, bit of a handshake for both teams there. They were both just like, yep, we don't want to try and play these uncomfortable maps, let's just go for some of the easy ones. Maybe we'll see a Lost Memory come out here, or Electro Peaceful.
Something, but it remains to be seen, and it looks like it's going to be the Philippines' first pick, taking some time to deliberate. Want to make sure they start this match off on the right foot. Meanwhile, we got some smooth jazz in the background, really setting the scene for this first pick to come out.
I'm sure everyone will agree the background playlist has been absolute fire during the breaks.
Yeah, absolutely. And Philippines really taking their time, want to make sure that they get this pick absolutely correct. Might just be a bit of just reassuring, got to get the players in, got to make sure they're all in the right spot. Want to make sure you get your best players in the best positions to put their best foot forward here. So, not surprising that they're taking a little bit of time. That, or it could just be Banjo not loading the messages.
That's always the possibility, right?
Yeah, we have seen that before, but I mean, it tries its best.
And it looks like they're going with Tadoro, actually. Haven't seen this map too much so far in many of the matches, at least I haven't so far. One of the more tricky Rice maps in the pool, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this one definitely one of the less popular picks, but I mean, if it's available, I mean, I've seen it banned in a couple of matches myself, so gonna be nice to see them venturing into the Rice. For here, it looks like it's gonna be Kura and Jose coming in for the Philippines. Jose, formerly known as Boji, for those that have been around the block a bit. And it looks like Hudanam and Sid KX coming in for Poland here.
Yeah, Kura and Jose being two names that are very familiar with players that have been following the 4-key Mania World Cup in recent years. Both of them, of course, being extremely good at 7-key in their own right as well.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see how they perform here, both of them on the bottom of the screen here. And while they get everything settled, do you have any expectations for this match, Potassium?
Well, I definitely do think Philippines are the ones favoured to win, being the 4th seed, having such extremely good scores all across the board, but I'm hoping for a few points either way for Poland. See if we can make a nice close match to round out the weekend. We are going to actually get Yamakaze in for Poland instead of Sitek in the end. Hudanam and Yamakaze being the two players who played, I think, every single qualifier map for Poland, so looking like they might keep that team throughout most of the picks in this match as well.
Most likely, it'll be very interesting to see how the team dynamics shape out once we get further into this match. See if we see some of the other players come in, give them their chance to shine. But right now, just making sure everybody's ready. Got to get them all readied up, and we should get into this first map very soon.
Here we go, first pick for Philippines. So looking to get off to a good start for them.
And here we go. And it looks like Jose taking the first hidden I've seen.
Oh, okay. Interesting, actually. I think most people that opt for lane covers like hidden tend to put it directly into their skin, so it doesn't have that dynamic moving of the lane cover with combo.
Yeah, it can be very discombobulating seeing the playfield slowly trickle upwards, and it looks like Yamakaze gonna be the first one dropping a miss here on this first map, giving a very early lead over the Philippines.
Yeah, those jacks can be absolutely brutal. This is 160 BPM jacks, which is extremely fast. Even if they are relatively simple by themselves, that speed is nothing to really scoff at.
Yeah, especially in pressure situations, it's very easy to rush patterns like that. And right now, Philippines really holding it down, 99.8 and 99.78 respectively. Both of them in charge of the accuracy here, and taking a good advantage in the score department as well.
Hudanam is not too far behind still with the full combo as well, behind the Philippines players, but Yamakaze with that miss also struggling a little bit in accuracy. It's giving a sizable advantage right now to Philippines as we're getting in some of these patterns being really physically difficult as well. One of the hardest physical maps of the pool.
Yeah, right now going into the last side of the map, Philippines still holding on to this lead, still holding on to the accuracy advantages. Hudenam doing very well to try and keep up, but that couple of 200s littering their playfield, not going to do much to give Poland any semblance of return into this map. We're already in the last quarter, and it looks like Philippines going to be able to hold this down. Yamakaze dropping again.
Yeah, these Jacks finding one more miss here towards the end of the map, and the Trill catching up Hudenam right at the end of that, and that's going to be basically sealing the deal here for Philippines with that massive accuracy advantage and 2 full combos still, even at that very end of the map.
Yeah, and can we talk for a second, just this crazy performance from Jose coming out right now, 99.8 to round it off. Incredible score.
2 200s only, and I think those are pretty early on in the map as well, gaining accuracy through the entire thing. Kura as well, only 6 200s, and that is just a really, really solid team score from Philippines there.
Absolutely, and they're going to take a quick 1-0 lead now going into this match. Poland up to pick now, got to make sure you get the right pick in here. Last thing you want to do is start off with a break point.
Yeah, thankfully for Poland, there's that was probably the hardest of the rice picks left over here. So they might have a better chance on some of the other rice picks there, but we'll see if Poland want to try and shake things up a bit, maybe delve into one of the LN or hybrids if they feel comfortable with doing so.
Yeah, and I mean, they might have to here. I wouldn't be surprised if they want to break the dichotomy here, and they're going to go with a tractor dimension, actually. They're going to stick with the rice here.
So both teams wanting to stick with this rice pool just for now at least. We are going to see the speed pick come out, so much less jacky, much less dense in terms of notes, but definitely very fast, very easy to lose your balance and just completely flub an entire stream when it gets this fast.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a substitution for Poland. CKX coming in to back up Hudenam here. See how they decide to compose themselves, see if they can get themselves back into this match.
We'll see how this substitution ends up going. We still have the same 2 players on Philippines, it looks like, staying in the lobby for now, Kura and Jose. Hudenam was able to put up a really good fight for at least the majority of the first map we saw, so if they're able to keep it up here, there is a potential to capitalize on any mistakes that Philippines might make on a map such as this.
Yeah, especially in these early rounds, it's one of those cases where misses can prove to be very fatal in certain situations, especially when players of this caliber are able to basically full combo on demand. But in pressure situations, these patterns might be rudimentary and very simple in practice, but when you have to do it on the big stage, that's when everything starts to feel a bit harder.
So we'll see everyone sync up just for now, it looks like.
Yeah, I can see the EV trickle just a little bit, but right now, very early on in Philippines' favor.
Looks like CTEC having a little bit of an accuracy struggle towards the start compared to the other 2 players, other 3 players that is, but still relatively okay, still above 99%. Plenty of time to catch that accuracy back up.
Yeah, and in situations like this, really, if you know that you're going to be having a bit of an accuracy discrepancy, maybe just lagging a little bit behind the rest of the playfield, just holding onto that combo can prove to be very important, especially if the other team starts catching little misses here and there.
Yeah, just keeping within that kind of capitalization range of the accuracy close enough so that the miss can turn the advantage over the other sides. It's like everyone's hitting these trills well. We have seen quite a few chokes on the start of those trills before. Everyone's still on the full combo so far.
Yeah, and everybody navigating the sweeps right afterwards very well. Halfway through the map, Philippines still holding on to the advantage here. Everybody full comboing, but the accuracy proving to be the big difference here.
Yeah, Hudenom keeping up pretty closely with Kura, but it is Jose right now, 99.77%. And that is just not being matched from Poland so far.
Yeah, but going into the last third, I mean, there's still room for opportunity. There are a couple choke points left in this map, so I just got to stay within that striking distance of Poland doing everything they can to make sure that they are able to capitalize should those come out from the Philippines, but it doesn't look like they're looking to drop anytime soon.
It's going to have to be immediately if Poland want a chance to come back, because there really is no time in the map left.
Yeah, 2.5 minutes, not a lot of room to work with, and we're down to the last quarter of the map, and I mean, Philippines right now is just putting on a clinic.
And throughout this entire section, Jose is gaining accuracy, some way, somehow. Very slightly up to 99.78 now.
In ways only he can, and I mean, for the fact that all 4 players are full comboing a map like this, I mean, just the fact that we're down to just a ratio battle, I mean, credit to Poland for the full combos, but the accuracy gonna be carrying Philippines through in the end, and they take the first breakpoint in this match.
Yeah, actually really good double full combo from Poland as well. Philippines, of course, also getting the double full combo, so it comes down to the accuracy, and Philippines looking like they have Poland beat in that regards. That was so close to a V1 double S from Jose. Oh my god, that 1/100.
We can just scrub off that one. Just put your finger over the 100 and you're good. That's a V1 double S.
That's a 1:8 ratio as well. Speed
Absolutely
maps,
insane.
not very easy to get high ratios like that on.
Not unless you're Jose, apparently. But right now it is Philippines' next pick. Gonna see if they can put the pedal to the metal right now. Just really take a stranglehold on this match now.
And if they wanted, they could just keep going with these rise picks. They have been working out for them so far. If they want to really leverage that accuracy advantage they have, all 3 of the remaining rise picks, they all kind of work.
Yeah, right now it just looks like they have the pick of the litter on this map pool, and I mean, if they're gonna stick with the rice, I mean, so be it. It's been working, and you know you have the accuracy advantage. Might as well keep going with it if it works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
They are having a bit of a think about it, deciding which one that they feel the most comfortable with at this point in time.
Yeah, and at this point, I mean, do you start wondering maybe if you start giving your other teammates the World Cup experience, give them that opportunity to shake off some of their own nerves? I mean, if you know you have the advantage in a matchup like this, maybe you start looking ahead just a little bit to your next potential matchup. Just want to make sure that everybody's going to be performing at their absolute best here.
Yeah, that's definitely an idea, especially because, you know, all 4 of the Philippines players, I think, can play. Well, they're very well-rounded players, all 4 of them, and I think they can all play all the Rice maps and the LN maps pretty well by themselves, so. But I do think that for now, though, you should probably keep in the 2 that have been putting in the work, at least for the Rice pool, unless you want to pick the LNs.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, sure, you can deliberate all you want, but there is a bit of a time limit. We are on a bit of a clock for the Philippines, so we're going to need to get that pick in rather soon. And it looks like our ref might have to take matters into their own hands. No pick coming out from the Philippines. They might have to roll for this next pick.
Roll a random pick? Can we see Himabushi coming in?
Ooh, maybe.
I just want to see it once. We haven't seen it so far on this block, so on stream.
It remains to be seen. Not a lot of time left for the Philippines to get their pick in. And, I mean, we saw it with the Malaysia-US match. I mean, Malaysia was having a bit of an issue connecting to Bancho, so maybe those picks are just being kept behind a connection issue. So hopefully that's the case, because you would hate to see the Philippines stalling a little bit for time.
There's definitely a potential for that. It is suspiciously quiet from all Philippines players right now. So there is definitely potential for us to see a massive block of text randomly appear any second, and for one of the Philippines players to be kicked from the lobby.
That would be most unfortunate, but I think they have things settled in the background. 7. I think that's...
Oh, the Camellia one. Gunkyo Zoteki. Out of the map. 3, 4, 5. Yep. Looks like we're seeing Gunkyo Zoteki here for the Philippines. It's going to be a hybrid, and the really long one as well.
Oh boy.
This one actually being quite difficult, very physically demanding, and very difficult to combo in general. So we'll see how it goes. It might actually favor the Philippines anyway, but it is definitely a very, very long one.
Oh, okay, and it looks like Kuro was having internet issues, so they weren't able to get the pick in. So we might see a forced substitution here from the Philippines.
Yeah, I think we're going to be seeing some new Philippines players for this one. Tend to have different players playing for some of the hybrids and LM maps if the qualifiers were any indicator of that.
Yeah, and our referee just reminding the players that if issues do arise, the other players in the lobby can make the pick if need be. So hopefully those logistical issues get sorted out for the future picks. Should Kura not be able to reconnect for this, but for now they have Hybrid 1 to contend with, and might be throwing a wrench in the plans. But you would imagine with players as good as the ones on the Philippines, won't have to worry too much.
Yeah, the good thing is they are both very well-rounded teams, so at the end of the day, it's not going to throw the match too hard, having a random pick hit.
Right. But definitely not the situation you want to find yourself in. But for right now, might need to kick Kuro from the lobby here if he disconnected and he's still showing up on slot 1. And sure enough, he is showing up, so we might have to just give him a little there.
A little nudge.
Just a little nudge, get him out of the lobby just so he can proceed with things. Looks like some of the other Philippines players are in the lobby looking to take. And sure enough, there he goes.
Yeah, we'll see who the Philippines decides to play for this map. I think Poland are looking like they'll bring Yamakaze back in.
Yeah, right now it looks like gonna need to decide for the Philippines who's gonna come in here. Got Lack Points and Sani in the back.
Lack Points and Sani both actually really strong players for hybrids as well, so if Kura doesn't manage to reconnect, they still do have players they can fall back on.
You go from strength to strength there in the roster. But for right now, I mean, if you're Poland, looking at this hybrid pick, maybe this was something that might have had to have come up later on in the match, so better to get it out of the way now. See if maybe the difficulty spike in having to play something like this hybrid can play into their favor. Maybe they can sneak a point away from the Philippines here. And it looks like it is going to be Sani coming in for the Philippines. Replacing Kura here, Kura having to deal with those internet connection issues.
Well, so Sunny's saying, I don't 99 this, help.
Oh boy.
So, I mean, 99 on this map is still very, very hard, but if this is not really within the comfort zone of Philippines, maybe this is a chance for Poland.
Yeah, to be fair, Hudanam responded very in kind with the "I only played this once." So, interesting strategies being employed here in terms of the practice regime, but I'm not one to judge. I mean, if you only play it once, there's no room to mind block. So,
that's true. Valid point.
If you don't know the map, don't got anything to mind block, so the players are ready. Thank you guys for sticking with us while we get everything sorted out in the lobby. Looks like it is going to be Sunny and Jose going up against Hudanam and Yamakaze in this third pick.
So we'll see how this one plays out. Not a map that either team seems to be expecting to have been playing at this point in time. It seemed like both teams were planning on ignoring this one in particular, but here we are, forced to play it anyway.
Yeah, you gotta love the World Cup wildcard picks. And it looks like Yamakaze gonna be dropping the first note of the map. I mean, we got almost 5 minutes of map to contend with, so early misses, not too detrimental, but you don't want to be catching too many throughout the map.
Yeah, single miss is not too bad. Accuracy does matter a lot with these long maps though. But also, specifically with this map, there are a lot of places you can break combos, so it's very easy to repeatedly get those misses, and that will really cost a lot of points.
Yeah, this pick, not for the faint of heart, and definitely not one that was regularly scheduled for either team by the looks of it, and right now Philippines going to be holding on to a slender advantage here going into the second quarter of the map.
Yeah, actually, the act not that far apart from both teams. Yamakaze a little bit behind Sunny, Hudanam a little bit behind Jose, and there's the miss from Sunny. This is going to get really close now. It looks like Sunny and Yamakaze going to be basically tied in score, both combo and accuracy. It's just between Hudanam and Jose right now, and Jose is just edging out that accuracy battle by a little bit.
Yeah, and that lead is shrinking right now. About 2,000 points separating the teams as we get into the second third of the map. Oh boy, these accuracy battles are intense to watch. Cross field, Jose right now carrying the entire lobby, 99.5 versus the 99.1 of Hudanam, the next closest. So right now the Philippines lead is really just buoyed by that, despite both misses from either side.
It really is just the story of Jose being the only one to not have, you know, massive struggles on some of these LN releases.
Incredibly admirable, especially on Hidden, of all things. But I mean, if you're able to read it a lot more comfortably with Hidden, go for it. It's what it's there for. And going in,
everyone kind of stabilizing a little bit now.
Yeah, some composure gain from both sides. Going into the back half of the map, again, Jose still holding on to the lead in the lobby overall. And his next closest competitor, Hudanam, 99.2, just 0.3 behind, but Yamakaze finds another miss going into the last third. Quickly traded by Sunny there.
And actually, Sunny was the one that lost more accuracy than Yamakaze, so that is going to be a little bit more impactful of a miss. Overall, however, it is still just Jose making that accuracy lead for Philippines. The combo, they've had the same... Oh!
And there's a bit of a call block from Jose, but Yamakaze trades it right back. And Hudanam holds on to the full combo here.
That was a really important drop from Jose, but it was traded right back. The accuracy drops only a tiny bit, really, for Jose, so accuracy leads still well in favor of Philippines for now.
Yeah, and with maps like this, getting back up to that 400 combo cap, very easy. So, damage mitigation successful for Jose. Philippines still in the lead here despite both players dropping their full combos. Hudanam, the only full combo left in this lobby.
But it is close. It is within a couple misses, maybe a little bit of app drop from one of the Philippines players, and it could very easily go back to Poland.
That being said, another drop from Jose.
That's going to be big. Is it going to be enough though? I think it might not quite be enough to make up for this accuracy. There's going to need to be a little bit more, but Yamazaki the one to find a miss on those jacks there now. That's going to balance it out now. Yamazaki actually falling behind in accuracy now to Sunny.
I mean, those drops from Jose were relatively clean in the grand scheme of things, still holding on to the accuracy lead overall in the lobby. Very admirable. Last sliver of map left. Philippines still holding on to the lead here. And despite this incredible performance of Hudanam right now, still holding on to the full combo when all things said and done, not enough to take it away from the Philippines in the end here.
I was scared of cursing, so I was avoiding saying it, but Hudanam being the only full combo right now, actually really impressive. might actually get, oh, not quite the highest score in the lobby. It looks like the accuracy from Jose just manages to eke out that MVP spot, but it is going to be Philippines winning it in the end through that accuracy. Really close back and forths in general.
Yeah,
But
very
Jose's
admirable.
accuracy was just too good there.
Just a bit too much, those ratios coming in. Very handy for the Philippines, and they go up 3-0 now. Oh boy, Poland up to bat here now, and if you're Poland, down 3-0, halfway through this match potentially, what do you decide to go with? The hybrid seems to be maybe a little bit of a way in there, a little bit closer than the scores let on.
It's a bit closer on the hybrids, and it looks like they are going to agree with that. They're going to go back into White Rose, another map kind of similar in a way to Kunkyo Zoteki, but it is much shorter. And that means that the misses that come across from either team are going to matter that much more.
Yeah, but if you have a performance like that from Hudanam again, managing to hold on to that full combo through a map that long, maybe there's some room for potential there to maybe sneak a point away from the Philippines here.
It looks like actually Jose is going to be switching out of the lobby here. Maybe we see lack points coming in.
Maybe that, or Kura managed to reconnect to the lobby. Might just be a point of comfort. Everybody here should be relatively familiar with this map pool by now, so hopefully the tag-in comes rather soon. Oh, and it looks like it is going to be Kura popping back into the lobby, just going to get him back in there. And right as I say that, lack points instead. Pulling the bait and switch there, making me look like a fool.
The absolute bait from the chat there.
Oh boy. Last time I trust the lobby chat ever.
Never again.
Never again.
We are going to see a switch though. Sunny and lack points now. Hunom and Yamakaze again. Same team for Poland, and I think, you know, this has real potential. If Poland managed to keep their combo game up, they had a very good combo game just then from Hudanon especially.
Yeah, lack point saying his hands are cold. Gotta try and keep them warm. It has been rather cold weather recently, so hopefully that doesn't play a factor in this map. And it looks like the players are ready. We are loaded in. See if the Philippines can take another break point from Poland here. Or if Poland can get their first point in this match.
Let's see how it goes here. A very technical kind of hybrid coming in here. So far, actually very close scores.
Yeah, everybody in lockstep with each other. Lack points, the one person above all, 0.2% lead over the next highest person right now going into this second quarter of the map. This one definitely a lot shorter than the previous hybrid, so not a lot of room for error here. And it looks like the Philippines is going to be eking out an early accuracy advantage as Yamakaze drops the first note of the map.
Oh, that's going to be big. The accuracy difference actually getting pretty significant now, but not something that's unrecoverable. But there has to be a couple of misses from the Philippines now with that miss.
Yeah, we're already halfway through the map. Lack points and Sani doing very well holding on to their combos. Hudanam holding on to his own. Gonna need to hold that there. See if they can capitalize on any potential misses from the Philippines. But, I mean, given the state of this match so far, it doesn't look like the Philippines are in any mood to drop on maps like this.
Yeah, Philippines just looking so comfortable. All four players really looking comfortable on that rise section. But now we're getting into the LNs and Yamakaze finding another miss. And this is such a short map, there's just not enough time to really come back from this.
Yeah, and that second miss coming out of Yamakaze might be the nail in the coffin for this pick. Only an eighth of map left, and Hudanam drops his full combo.
And the combos are just gone from Poland. There is no opportunity to be able to come back now. Still the double FC from Philippines.
And right as the map winds down, not a lot of time left. And that being said, Philippines take another breakpoint from the Polish side.
And that was actually really good accuracy from Hunom as well. Would have actually almost tied Lackpoint's score without that unfortunate miss towards the end of the map. But it is Philippines being a little bit more consistent at the end of the day here. 4-0 up, and they have their own pick as well.
Oh boy. And if you're Philippines, you have pick of the litter now. It seems like you have control on the hybrids. We haven't seen any LNs come out, but they might not be needed in this match. They could easily go back into the rice pool and just close it out on some ratio battles. But it remains to be seen. They gotta get that pick in. They were notified that even though Kura's not here, they can make picks in his stead.
So now we'll see what Philippines wanted to actually pick. So they want to keep going for those rice picks again? Yeah, it looks like they will. Electro Peaceful comes in the slower of the chord stream picks. Definitely accuracy territory here for the Philippines players.
Yeah, and you would imagine Jose might be tagging back in here. Oh, and Kura looks like managed to reconnect, so it looks like the main lineup for the Philippines here for the rice side of the map pool has arrived. Definitely not what you want to see if you're on the Polish side, seeing Kura and Jose on the other side of the lobby.
Yeah, and Hudenom has been doing exceptionally well, to be fair, actually keeping up with Kura and beating Kura actually in a few maps, but it is really just Jose that has been exceeding everyone else's scores in the lobby by quite a bit with his accuracy in general.
Yeah, in a battle in a lobby where everybody can FC those ratios, the accuracy starts to play a big factor, and right now it just seems like Jose's just that one step ahead of everybody else in the lobby, really making the difference for the Philippines right now, especially in this round of 16 match.
Yeah, Poland are really going to be banking on, well, they're going to have to double FC this map themselves, and they're going to have to hope the Philippines finds some unfortunate drop somewhere throughout the map, but this is a very consistent map. There are not very many choke points at all. So if Philippines are comfortable with this kind of BPM, this kind of density, I don't really expect them to be missing.
No, but that remains to be seen. I mean, once you start getting closer to that finish line, it is very easy to lose some composure. Some of those easy patterns start to become just a little bit harder, especially when you see the end in sight. But that remains to be seen. We are loaded into the map.
Commentator curse.
Yes.
No one's gonna miss on this map, right?
There's no way. Everybody's gonna full combo. Everybody's gonna V1
no one's gonna miss in this easy introduction, right?
No, absolutely not.
Looks like they actually won't though, and it is going to be a very small lead for Philippines here. 99.95 for Jose, but another 99.92 for Hudenom actually, holding up extremely well. And actually, the accuracies are just about tied here, but Hudenom finding a little bit of an accuracy drop. Yamazaki also dropping in accuracy a little bit, and that's going to be a slight advantage towards the Philippines.
Yeah, and as we get into the second third of the map, it has been the word of the day, ratio. Jose, 99.95 on a pick like this is absolutely insane right now as we get into the back half of the map. Yamakaze and Hudenom holding on to the full combos, Kura as well holding on to his full combo. Everybody doing exceptionally well, but right now there is a standout performance in this lobby that is really making the difference for the Philippines.
Halfway through the map as well, and I mean, if you can act the first half, then you can act the second half. Jose manages to keep this up. This is going to be a really scary score from the Philippines.
Yeah, and I mean, Kura climbing accuracy, coming up at 99.8. I mean, this is shaping up to be a really, really good team score from the Philippines. Credit to Poland for holding on to the full combos here as well. I mean, some really good performances in their own right, but right now the difference is being made, the lead just based on ratio alone for the Philippines. And Yamakaze drops.
Oh, that's an unfortunate drop right towards the end of the map.
Oh, and Boji drops. Oh
It's
boy.
gonna be traded though. There's not gonna be any difference in who wins them. Oh no.
Oh no, the Kura's disconnect. Okay,
Okay,
no, it was just a
that's
bit of a
fine. It's fine.
desync.
That would be the most unfortunate place to disconnect from a map, but it is going to be a win for the Philippines here in the end. 1 200 from Kura, 0 200s from Jose, but the 50 and the miss, presumably at the same time with a ridiculously good ratio. Hudenum as well with the FC, consistently putting out these really strong, like 990k scores on a lot of maps, but
Yeah,
just
but
not quite enough to match these Philippine scores.
yeah, it is a two-man team, and the supporting cast lagging just a little bit behind, really um, bringing down Hudenum's performances here. I mean, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And right now, it is Poland's pick, so backs against the wall, and I'm starting to hear some brooms coming out here. What can they do
The
to put
sweep
those away?
begins. The reverse sweep begins.
It looks like they're gonna go with Lost Memory.
Okay, Lost Memory coming in here. This is one that definitely a lot of potential for misses. These chord jacks, very, very dense towards the midsection. We've seen time and time again a lot of misses from players who seemingly find it very comfortable to act. So it can be deceptively easy to find some little misses, silly misses here and there on a map like this, especially if you're feeling quite nervous.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like the lineups are going to stay the same. It looks like these are the core Rice players for both teams.
Yes, the one thing I will say though is that when you have someone as good at a ratio as Jose is, this map is somewhat terrifying.
Yeah, it
I
remains to be
think
seen.
Jose
Like,
can, like, I would expect Jose to see some, like, get a really ridiculous score if he manages to keep up the combo and not get any silly misses anywhere. We might see another one of these 999k scores.
maybe. I mean, do you wanna pay for the shipping on that curse there, Potassium? Cause you're hyping him up. Let's see if he can deliver. It looks like Kura did disconnect, so I mean, it would have been incredibly unfortunate if he disconnected right before the map ended in the last pick. So Internet managed to hold on to the very end, but it looks like he did get disconnected. So it looks like Sandy's going to be coming in for the Philippines on this pick.
I've had a quick swap this time.
Yeah, we're able to sort out the logistics a bit faster. Didn't have to wait for our referee to make a pick for them this time. And as I say that, I remember this is Poland's pick. This is Poland's opportunity to try and get a point in this match and avoid the sweep. Yeah, it looks like the players are ready. We are loaded into what is potentially the last pick in this match if the Philippines can close this out.
And it's going to start with a nice and calm introduction for the first minute or so.
So basically the first half going to be settling in, really take the opportunity to settle in, get the accuracy there, and in the back half of the map, hold on for dear life, see if you can hold on to your full combo, see if you can take a point away from the Philippines here. Poland all to do now.
And oh man, all four players right now are flexing. There's 99.97s basically across the board here.
Yeah, right now the leaderboard playing tug of war.
See if they manage to hold on to this kind of ratio when the jacks really kick in the second half. But for now, actually Poland with a very, very tiny lead. Sunny actually dropping below 99.9, but it doesn't quite make much of a difference just yet. It's in that hard section that's going to start soon. It's really going to matter. But Sunny actually dropping accuracy a little bit more as well, dropping that ratio down in some of the chords there. But here we're getting the jacks now, and oh, massive drops from both Hudenom and Yamazaki, dropping the accuracy, and Yamazaki dropping the combo.
Oh boy, last chance saloon for Poland here. Not a lot of room for error left as we get into the last third of the map. And I mean, you would imagine with that one combo break, just that one little slip up, might have just shut the door on any chances of Poland getting back into this map. That
They're
being said,
going to
there's
need
still-
a bank on a miss coming in from Philippines, preferably from Jose. But
Yeah, it's
I'm
gotta
not
come
sure
back.
if Jose's going to let them.
No, he is closing the door rather quickly. Sani does drop. There's
Is
a bit
there
of room
enough
for opportunity, but
time
Yamakaze
where-
trades it back.
There is not enough time, it looks like. That
No,
might
we-
just be it.
Oh my goodness, what a very calm ending to a very, very tense pick. Jose doing the work right now, 99.94. Hudanam
And,
following
man,
close behind with that 99.9, but it is
I
not enough.
Hudanam's ratio might be better. Yeah, it is.
Oh my
God,
goodness.
I saw Hudanam get a couple of like 200s and 100s at the start of the Jack section. That is an insane ratio, that 53. But unfortunately, the
Absolutely.
misses just came in at an unfortunate time for Poland, and Philippines managed to take it back, just being a little bit more consistent in the end of the day. And that
Yeah.
will be the clean sweep from Philippines. They're going to move on, I believe, to face Thailand.
Ooh, very exciting matchup.
That'll be a very spicy matchup, actually. I think we might get a classic Rice vs LN battle in that one. And Poland are going to be sent, still have a chance, they're going to be sent to versus Russia in the losers bracket. So that will also be another interesting one of two very well-rounded teams.
Yeah, and as you can see on screen, we do have the matchups sorted out for the quarterfinals. And Potassium, if you would like to let everybody know, we do have a showcase coming up soon now that all the matches are said and done.
Yeah, I believe that the showcase for the quarterfinals is planned to start, if nothing else has changed, on the hour, so in about 13 minutes. So we can assume for now that the showcase will be very, very soon, in about 13 minutes, unless anything else is announced shortly. But yeah, very exciting matches this week. There were some really close ones, specifically that Spain and Japan match, but some even better ones lined up for next week, so you better stick around for that map pool showcase, because that's what's gonna be playing for next week. So stick around, we'll see you later.